Welcome to the all-new Sports Visions on Bounce TV and to our worldwide web viewers on www.sportsvisionsusa.com. Hello, everybody. I'm DJ Jones alongside my good friend and traveling partner, Dale Williams. How are you?
What's up, player?
Hey, man, we are in the house that the Falcons built. This is where we rise up.
That's right. Rise up, player, and we're ready for On the Road with Sports Vision, brought to you by Headquarter Nissan.
Also, this is the home of the SEC championship game. Of course, that'll be coming up in December, but we have a lot to talk about as far as college football and, of course, these Falcons with the Panthers.
All right, a great weekend of football. Ready to recap it for you, DJ.
Also have a special segment for you. We're going to talk a little bit about Mark Richt and Kirby Smart. All that and more coming up next on Sports Visions.
Hi, I'm Todd Bennett. I'm with Our House at Carpenter's Way, a ministry of the Methodist Home for Children and Youth. Our mission is to restore childhoods at the two homes here in Columbus, as well as our facilities in Macon, Americus, Valdosta, and St. Mary's. We provide at-risk youth with security, education, and the hope necessary to break the cycle of abuse and neglect. Please join us October 11th for the Giving Childhood a Chance luncheon with guest speaker Jeff Foxworthy. The luncheon will be held at the Columbus Trade Center. Please go to themethodisthome.org/events to sign up today.
Welcome back to Sports Visions, and man, oh man, what a weekend of football last weekend. You know what? It's no way other than just to go right to Athens, where Tennessee Volunteers came into town. Of course, everybody's picking Tennessee to win the East, and of course, coming in there, the University of Georgia had to show some improvement over the debacle against Ole Miss.
Well, they did a great job showing improvement, DJ, and 4 seconds away from winning one of the probably still going to go down in history, one of the top games ever in Sanford Stadium. But they did, I think they showed up very well. You know, Tennessee, this might be their year, DJ. And, you know, you have to have things like this to happen when you're on a national championship run. And I think Kirby Smart kind of painted the picture for us, not an excuse, but Tennessee is one of the most experienced teams in the whole country this year, DJ.
Absolutely, and again, Butch Johnson brought a senior-laden team into Athens. Of course, the Bulldogs jumped out 17-0 in the first half. Right before half, of course, it was a controversial touchdown with Joshua Dobbs, the quarterback for Tennessee. But it seems like, you know, at that point, things started to change.
Things started to change rapidly, you know, really for us, we found out behind the scenes, you know, what really happened on that play, and really he didn't get in. But at the same time, DJ, when you call it a touchdown on the field and there's no evidence to overrule what you call on the field, it's a touchdown. But I think one of the biggest things you can look, it is always a bad omen, DJ, for the other team to score before halftime.
Coming out after the half, of course, it was just a lot of good things that were happening on both sides of the ball for Tennessee and, of course, the Dogs. However, again, Tennessee was able to maintain, again, just when we thought the game was over. We thought that, of course, Jacob Eason, the all-star outstanding phenom, had the game-winning pass in the 10 seconds left in the game, of course, which put the Dogs ahead. Joshua Dobbs, the senior quarterback, came back with an answer of a Hail Mary.
Well, you know, the Hail Mary, you know, we're taught and we were trained from little boys on, you know, when you're in that situation, DJ, you want to attack the ball. You want to knock the ball down. You want to rebound. And I think really when you're dealing with 6'5" receivers and these tall guys and you're about 5'10", you know, it's a problem if you let them get up in the air. And so that poses a problem. But overall, for the mistakes, I think Georgia's not ready and not good enough right now to overcome the mistakes that they did make. Not having a field goal kicker, a special team, period. Jason Eason is just like Kirby has said. He's a spectacular talent. He's good, but sometimes he makes bonehead mistakes. You know, you can look at all the excuses, and you can look at all the mistakes that they make. They're not good enough to overcome those mistakes.
Let's keep it moving. As we got South Carolina coming up, no room to really dawn on that loss. Of course, it was a loss. Again, still room to get better, room to improve. Got Carolina in Columbia this week. That's
going to be a great game too, DJ, and it's a must game for Georgia. And you know, basically, I think really Kirby has to take in that we don't have nothing to lose attitude going into Columbia, and I know they will. They'll play better. And really the best thing you can do, man, is put that one behind you. You know, we train as DBs to have short memories. hey, let's go. We got to win the next one.
Gus Malzahn and his Auburn Tigers had an opportunity to take a deep breath. Of course, had University of Louisiana Monroe to come in, and you know what? I think they found themselves. They were able to get some offensive production, and maybe that might kickstart this Auburn Tiger football team.
It might kickstart, DJ, but really one of the same things that I think Auburn has the rest of the year to look forward to, DJ. I think they'll play a spoiler role in the West, and I think at some point in time, it might be this week when they play against Mississippi State, that this will be the time that Auburn turns that light on, turns that switch on to say, okay, we can make a run for the end of the year and play some good football, and Gus can develop some players. But at the same time, man, hey, things could be different.
That defense is still playing well. Kevin's still doing an outstanding job with the Auburn Tigers. Let's go on to Nick Saban and the number 1 ranked Alabama Crimson Tide. Again, they just continue to do what they have to do, as Nick says, a part of the process, and that's winning.
That's winning. That's all, you're taking W's right now. You're developing players, DJ, doing it the Nick Saban style. Like you say, this process is, and really, you can look at their schedule, and I think their coach, and I think Nick always says, okay, you got Arkansas this week, DJ. They've been developing for Arkansas, and I'm going to tell you something. Those teams in the West are taking the same template that Alabama have, DJ. Arkansas is big enough to play with Alabama, so that's going to be a tight game. It's going to be a closer game than a lot of people realize. So I think really Nick's got his guys going. He's still number 1 in the country.
A lot of respect for Brett Bielema, the head coach of Arkansas. Again, he's put together a fantastic program up there. Those guys, we talk about being big, strong, and physical up front. Bielema has made a fortune name for himself by doing just that.
And like I say, DJ, if your game is not physicality and you're not going to get physical, you can't play against Alabama. So I know Arkansas is going to be able to play with them. I think really Alabama still has a lot that Nick wants to do, but really they're kind of hitting on one, all course like they always do at this time. But this is one of those games that Nick Saban, it brings, some closure to a lot of things. And they're going to see how good Alabama is this week as they play against Arkansas.
Well, a familiar face and name came to Atlanta on this past weekend to play the Yellow Jackets, of course, Mark Richt from the U. University of Miami Hurricanes came in. Again, in the first few minutes of the game, we thought that it was going to be a blowout. However, Paul Johnson managed to put together a game plan that kept the game somewhat close.
Well, one thing about Paul Johnson, he's going to stick to what got him there. He's going to dance with the girl that brought him to the party. So I think really running the ball, Tech did a good job running the ball, but really the turnovers again killed him. Made the difference between the game. 2 back-to-back defensive turnovers, and boom. They're 14 points up. Guess what, DJ? They lose by 14. So, when you start putting the ball on the ground against Georgia Tech and you got to play from behind, that still doesn't bother Paul Johnson. He's still going to run the ball, but, people just got to know that this guy's not going to change, DJ.
It's getting to the point of the season where those mistakes, turnovers, and penalties, they'll kill you because it's getting down to you know who you are. Your team is made up because you're 4 or 5 weeks into the season now, and of course you are who you are. Now, again, with the situation, Tech playing Pitt this week. Pitt is not a pushover, even though they're not one of the leaders in the conference. But again, Pitt is Pitt.
Pitt is Pitt, and they got great tradition, playing against Pittsburgh, DJ. They have great tradition, but at the same time, DJ, anytime you're playing in your conference, in your division, you have to win those games, and it's a must game for Pitt, and it's a must game for Georgia Tech.
We hope that hopefully Justin Thomas, quarterback for Georgia Tech, can take care of that ball and play like the senior we know he is. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our Chick-fil-A picks of the week.
All right, our Chick-fil-A picks of the week, we got Alabama against Arkansas, Auburn against Mississippi State, Georgia will travel to Columbia to play the South Carolina Gamecocks, Georgia Tech against Pitt, Florida State against Miami, and Florida against LSU, UCLA against Arizona State. Don't forget to stop by Chick-fil-A on Bradley Park to fill out your Chick-fil-A picks of the week.
Now let's take a look at our Black College schedule and scores.
Oh. Okay.
Why do we have Aflac?
Aflac.
And Major Medical?
Major Medical, boy, yeah! I help pay the doctor. Ain't that enough for you?
There are things Major Medical doesn't do.
Aflac.
Pays cash so we don't have to fret.
Something families should get.
Like a safety net.
Even helps pay deductibles to cover your back with.
Learn about one-day pay at aflac.com/wrap.
Hi, I'm Philip Dabbit with ENS Men's Clothing Warehouse. We'd like to say thank you, Columbus and the Bi-City area, for 20 great years on Macon Road in the heart of Columbus. We're inviting you out to our 20th anniversary sale with bigger savings and deals than ever before.
To help show our appreciation, ENS is offering complete suit and tux packages only $99. Jackets, pants, shirts, and ties, a $199 value for just $99. Find us on Facebook for details on how to win a suit or tux package. Come celebrate our 20th anniversary. ENS, where you get more for a whole lot less.
Truth be truth, the will to win will win. So intimidate your darkest fear. Revive every forgotten fantasy. Set goals you can never reach, then reach them. Count cards to fight fate stack deck. And if you want to win as much as you want to live, you're ready to reign on.
Sports Vision presents the Chick-fil-A Picks of the Week. Every week during the 2016 college football season, Chick-fil-A will sponsor the Picks of the Week segment on Sports Vision. Sports Vision will pick several college football games from around the country for the customers to pick the winning teams. The customer that picks the most winning teams will win a Chick-fil-A platter and a gallon of tea, compliments of Chick-fil-A Bradley Park. So customers, fill out your forms and make sure you fill out your contact information and wait to hear if you are the Chick-fil-A Picks of the Week winner. All forms must be turned in by Friday, the day before the game, by closing time. The winner's name will be announced on Sports Vision the following week. So stop by Chick-fil-A on Bradley Park to pick up your form for the Chick-fil-A Picks of the Week.
And welcome back to Sports Vision's Dallas Downtime for our Atlanta Falcons report, and we are giving that report from right here at the home of the Atlanta Falcons. It's always good to come to the Dome.
It's always good to come to the Dome, player.
Well, you know what? The Falcons have established early on that they are a team to reckon with. You know, Matty Ice is one of the top-rated quarterbacks in the country in the NFL right now, and of course, the Falcons have set the standard with leading the division in the NFC South as of this moment.
You know, DJ, they're really, I think they're surprising, but they're not surprising themselves. Their expectations are to win that division, DJ, go along in the playoffs. And I think Matt Ryan is doing a great job as quarterback, distributing the ball all around. And everybody's not, the focal point is not just Julio Jones. I think the tandem of Coleman and Devontae Freeman, that has been big for the Falcons up to this point.
Absolutely, and again, that's the storyline around the country because they're talking about the dynamic duo.
Absolutely.
These guys are, again, two of the best running backs in the league as far as a tandem, and a lot of people are excited about what they are doing. And again, I know that Matt Ryan, as long as these guys are running the ball and getting the success and the production that they are, of course, that opens up room for the passing game.
You know, and then DJ, you know, offensively, we always talk about it when we open up, but at the same time, creating a pass rush, getting to the passer, making turning turnovers to pluses and stuff. And I think anytime that the Falcons can lead in the turnover during the game, they're going to come out victorious.
You know, I know that the fact that the Falcons lead not only New Orleans and Tampa Bay, but obviously the reigning NFC champion, which is, of course, the Carolina Panthers. But having that lead early on, obviously, that gives them an opportunity to really take advantage of focusing on what's the job at hand. Having that lead early on, so they, of course, not can let down, but they do have a cushion somewhat as far as that division lead.
You know, DJ, and we've talked about it all year, you know, forwards, when you play your divisional foe, you got to win those games. Those are going to be the must games. They're going to be the hardest games because everybody play one another twice, you know, and even with the Buccaneers playing the Panthers next week, you know, those games are going to have a new addition. And then at the same time, a lot of people don't realize this, DJ, the Falcons got one of the hardest schedules in the whole NFL.
They really do, but again, I really think that team is bought into Bob Quinn and Coach Quinn's his idealisms and his strategies and his philosophies, and I think he's molding this team. Not that it's going to be the same team that he was a member of the Super Bowl champions with the Seattle Seahawks, but you know what? It's going to be really close.
It's going to be really close. Dan Quinn, you know, he's done a great job, DJ, for it. It's getting the kind of players that he wants in his system, you know, fast, quick. You can see how quick they are on defense. The thing we got to do, and he's going to do probably better, is dial up some more blitzes. And, you know, I know sometimes you don't want to leave your guys on the island by themselves, but really, like my man John Gruden says, if you can't get there with 4, you got to bring some more.
Absolutely. Just talking about some other things that are happening in the NFL. I know that the injuries are coming up here in the first few weeks of the season, some major injuries. Of course, the Vikings, we see Adrian Peterson most recently went down. Teddy Bridgewater went down during the preseason. But, how significant do you think, and I know obviously with Sam Bradford coming over and the Vikings still being pretty successful for the most part, but how does that affect a team like the Vikings when your top quarterback goes down and your number one rusher, your top two offensive production guys?
Well, it's one of two things that happen, DJ. Everybody steps up and plays a little better like they have done this year. I mean, nobody would have just thought Teddy Bridgewater going out and then you bring Sam Bradford in, they play better. Adrian Peterson going out and them playing better. That tells you that this team and Mike Zimmerman has these guys playing, up to their ability. They got a good system. They got a great defense, and that's what Zimmer does. He is a defensive guru. So they've been doing some great things too, DJ. So the injuries basically has pushed them where they needed to go, leading their division.
A couple of more situations in the NFL that I'd like to get your take on is that when you talk about the New England Patriots, of course, we know that Tom Brady is down to the final week of his suspension. He'll be back. But up to this point, nobody thought that these guys would be as successful as they've been. As far as Tom Brady coming back now, do you think he's coming back with a vengeance and something with somewhat of a chip on his shoulder?
Oh, yeah, I definitely think he's going to have a chip on his shoulder. But I did think that Bill Belichick, he has one of the best systems there is in the NFL, and he grooms and he develops players to fit his system. He has a motto, every man does his job. When the man goes down, somebody comes up, but do your job. And when you got players that fit your system, DJ, you're going to have success whoever you got to play with.
Last but not least, this is America's team according to what they say out there, but Dak Prescott, the outstanding rookie quarterback out of Mississippi State, has been just playing lights out. And I know that Tony Romo is his ball club, and again, coming back from an injury now. We're several weeks away from supposedly when of course Tony Romo is supposed to come back, but with the Cowboys playing so well, and not only is Romo out, we just had, of course, Dez Bryant to have a hairline fracture in his knee, a bone in his knee, so he's going to be out. Now, when it's time, whether it's 2 weeks from now or 4 weeks from now, and Romo is scheduled to come back and play and they ruled him healthy, if Dak Prescott has a winning record, what would you do if you're Jerry Jones, or I say Jerry Jones because the coaches don't have any say in my mind with regard to who's going to start?
Well, if I'm Jason, I'm like, I got to keep Dak in the game. And if anything, I want to make sure that Tony Romo is healthy, but at the same time, I'm winning. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And this kid has been able to really upgrade the Dallas Cowboys while Romo has been out, DJ. I think if Dallas can get their defense straight and they start playing a little bit better on defense, the Cowboys got a chance because the Eagles are kind of controlling that division right now.
You know what, the other side of that as far as Dak Prescott is concerned is that if, with a few more weeks of success, and again, I know that this is very early in his rookie career, 4 or 5 games here or there, but he's showing promise. He's showing that he could be the future of the organization. So I'm sure in those staff meetings that, that when they're surrounding that table, they are really, if they're really taking and being truthful with themselves, the Dallas Cowboys administration has to be looking for the future and knowing that they cannot continue to put the hands or the future of the Dallas Cowboys into the hands of Tony Romo.
I mean, they got to see that, dude. That's a handwriting on the wall at that point. But at the same time, DJ, Jerry Jones is a very hands-on kind of guy, as far as their scouts and far as their defensive coordinators are concerned. You got to look at getting better defensive players on your team, from the secondary to the defensive line. If their defense shows up, the Cowboys have a good offense. They've always had a good offense. They got one of the best offensive line. So I think you got to start looking for the future. And, no disrespect to Tony Romo, but this kid is different, DJ. He plays with poise. He distributes the ball around. I think he makes the Dallas Cowboys offense a whole lot better than when you get stuck on Dez Bryant, Jason Witten, and get stuck on these guys. He's distributing the ball all around and making the Cowboys a better team.
All right, we'll take a short break. We'll be right back.
Come into Chester's Barbecue for our world-famous mouth-watering ribs, smoked fresh on our grill daily. Or try one of our barbecue pork plates with fresh sides. Chester's has delicious sandwich combos to choose from that are sure to please. We also serve tempting home-cooked favorites. And don't forget to take home your own bottle of great sauce. Chester's Barbecue, serving the best food at the best price, with 3 locations to serve you.
Selection now. Saving now. Value now. Columbus is Nissan Town, and the Nissan Now sales event is on now. Now, save $5,000 on a new Altima. That's right. Now, drive a new Altima, an IIHS top safety pick with $5,000 in savings. The best time to buy is right now.
Nissan Now sales event. Don't miss it. We'll see you soon. Headquarter Nissan.
Truth be truth, the will to win will win. So intimidate your darkest fear. Revive every forgotten fantasy. Set goals you can never reach, then reach them. Count cards to fight fate stack deck. And if you want to win as much as you want to live, you're ready to reign on.
Live in the spotlight with Sports Life Entertainment. Enjoy our 50-passenger luxury party buses or corporate coaches. For more information, contact us at 770-989-1340. And remember, it's all about that sports life.
And welcome back to Sports Visions. We're in Memorial Stadium, of course, home of the Tuskegee Morehouse Classic, which will be happening a little bit later today. However, we want to talk to you a little bit about something that's going on right now that you Georgia folks understand what we're talking about. And we're talking in particular about Kirby Smart's hire and Mark Richt's fire. Now, Mark Richt is undefeated down at Miami right now, Dale, and they have reached the AP polls. They're in the top 10. And the University of Georgia has suffered a few losses. However, I think I'm satisfied with where Kirby is going with the program. But there's a little voice out there saying that people are starting to compare the two to say that, okay, Mark Richt was the guy, you got rid of the wrong guy, and you bring a Kirby in, and you don't think that he could do the job.
Well, you know, man, I see, comparisons, they're going to be ongoing. Rick had a great following. He's doing a good job down at Miami. But at the same time as this, you're only good as your personnel. And right now, Kirby has a lack of personnel right now. He's got some younger kids. These kids are playing their tails off, DJ, but the junior, senior Layton kids, those kids they're Mark Richt kids. Those are the guys that they had in the program. They're staying there. And, a lot of people I've heard, the comments and, the Twitter and all that, saying that it's a dissension among the ranks. And I don't think that's true. I think what Kirby knows one thing. He knows he's got to get some bigger players. It's just bottom line. And then on the side with Mark Richt inherited a better crop of personnel when he went to Miami than he has at Georgia. So those two things are big because if you look back, DJ, Mark Richt, when he was at Georgia, when he got the job at Georgia, he inherited a bunch of players, from the DJ Shockleys, the Marcus Strauss, since when Donnan was there, he left the cupboard full. So, you got to make those comparisons, but I'm good with Kirby. I know where he's going. I know what he sees. We just got to get bigger players.
Absolutely. And again, I know that, again, the naysayers are going to say it. And again, I think that we are the first ones to go to air with this particular situation. However, we do feel it coming. And I know when you talk about Mark and what he inherited down at Miami, the fact of the matter is also the schedule. You got to look at the schedule that he's played versus Georgia. Obviously, the Miami schedule has been nowhere near what the Georgia Bulldogs have faced. But to make a long story short and to really get out of this without a whole lot of other hoopla, the fact is Kirby Smart is doing an excellent job at Georgia as Mark Richt is at Miami. And the bottom line is Kirby has to develop his program and get the kind of players in that he wants there. And he has to obviously implement his culture as he has been. And on the other side of that, Mark Richt, he's at his alma mater. He's where he wants to be. And we wish him the best.
That's right, man. I mean, really, Mark Richt did a great job for Georgia. We knew that, even with the fire, we knew we can always write down 9-10 wins. The same thing might happen with Kirby, but at the same time, when you got 9 or 10 wins, DJ, are you competing for divisional championships, conference championship, national championship? And the people in Athens, the people of Georgia, Bulldog Nation, national championship.
As I've been saying for the past couple of months, pump the brakes, Bulldog Nation, pump the brakes. We're going to get a champion.
Why do we have Aflac?
Aflac.
And Major Medical?
Major Medical, boy, yeah! I help pay the doctor. Ain't that enough for you?
There are things Major Medical doesn't do.
Aflac.
Pays cash so we don't have to fret.
Something families should get.
Like a safety net.
Even helps pay deductibles to cover your back with.
Learn about one-day pay at aflac.com/wrap.
And welcome back to today's final segment of Sports Visions. Dale, I tell you what, man, do you smell the barbecue in the air?
Oh, man, I smell it, man. I smell it. I got to get me a slab in somewhere. Somebody, please bring me something to eat.
It's the Tuskegee Morehouse, of course, Classic Weekend. And you know what? We got a tailgate that we have to host in just a little bit. Of course, our good friends at Forrest B. Johnson asked us to host their tailgate, and we're going to do the best job that we have always done.
Oh, we're going to do it Sports Vision style. You know, you got to do it for Forrest, man. Come
absolutely,
on.
Absolutely. And again, as far as that matchup, the granddaddy of them all, you know what? The parking lot is starting to fill up, Dale. We're standing here at the stadium now, and, of course, it's probably about, 15,000, 20,000 people out there.
Oh, yeah, probably going to be more than that, DJ. It might be another 15, 20, even when the game starts. So come on down.
All right. Now, hey, you want to ask, hey, can I come to the Forrest's tailgate? Well, you know what? You got to call Forrest B. Johnson's office and ask for Faith. And maybe she might have a few extra badges for you. But this is a corporate VIP tailgate. And, of course, get in touch with Faith Stevens over at the Forrest B. Johnson's office. You can get the number. And I'm sure that if you really want to be here, you'll get in touch with Faith.
That's right, man. Just call Forrest B. Johnson's office here in Columbus. I guarantee you she'll get you in here.
All right. Well, folks, that's going to do it for all the time we have for today. For Dale Williams, I'm DJ Jones, reminding you to keep your eye on the ball. Have a great week.
Matthew 6:33, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you.
Come into Chester's Barbecue for our world-famous mouth-watering ribs, smoked fresh on our grill daily. Or try one of our barbecue pork plates with fresh sides. Chester's has delicious sandwich combos to choose from that are sure to please. We also serve tempting home-cooked favorites. And don't forget to take home your own bottle of great sauce. Chester's Barbecue, serving the best food at the best price. 3 locations to serve you.
Selection now, saving now, value now. Columbus is Nissan Town, and the Nissan Now Sales event is on now. Now, save $5,000 on a new Altima. That's right. Now, drive a new Altima, an IIHS top safety pick with $5,000 in savings. The best time to buy is right now.
Nissan Now Sales event. Don't miss it. We'll see you soon. Headquarter Nissan.
Truth be truth, the will to win will win. So intimidate your darkest fear. Revive every forgotten fantasy. Set goals you can never reach, then reach them. Count cards to fight fate stack deck. And if you want to win as much as you want to live, you're ready to reign on.
Live in the spotlight with Sports Life Entertainment. Enjoy our 50-passenger luxury party buses or corporate coaches. For more information, contact us at 770-989-1340. And remember, it's all about that sports life.